So this week we are having activities just to sensitize the people in Murang'a and actually even the whole country about proper use of antimicrobials or antibiotics, because we have realized that we have misused these drugs, not just through the healthcare system, but even as individuals, where people now can freely go and ask for these drugs over the counter, how people are even using them in animals. We've even heard of instances where people are using these drugs in chicken, to fatten chicken. So what happens in such scenarios is that these drugs are left as residues in this particular, if it is chicken or meat or eggs or in crops, they are left as residues, and at the end of the day they will land on our plates. So when they land on our plates, we are going to consume them, and what happens, the time we will need to use this particular antibiotic, it may not be effective against the infection that we are going to be using it for. As we have mentioned earlier, we have a lot of resistance. Resistance is where these particular germs or molecules or microbes mutate, and they modify their structure such that now they can no longer, the drugs can no longer be effective against them. So when this happens, it's actually a natural occurrence, but because of our overuse and misuse, then this is happening more faster than we expect. So the remedy now is to ensure that we are using antibiotics when we need to. Ensure that when you are prescribed for an antibiotic, you finish the dose. Ensure you do not share your antibiotics with someone.
The same antibiotics that are used in humans are also the same molecules that are used in animals for treating of microbes, because we have the same microbes across the board. So if there is resistance in the microbes, it will get to the human beings, and we are using the same antibiotics, so the same process of mutation, the same process of antimicrobial resistance is across the board. That is why I mentioned a concept called One Health, which encompasses interdisciplinary collaboration between the human health, animal health, and the environment, because all of us exist in the same ecosystem, and whatever affects one sector pours into the other sector and affects the other sector equally.
And for those who are prescribing, our colleagues, the doctors, the prescribers, ensure that you do not prescribe an antibiotic when it's not needed, and do not always rush to prescribing antibiotics when you have not sent a sample to the lab, so that we can know what particular microorganism we are targeting. Yes, and for the farmers, ensure that you vaccinate your animals, because once we prevent the infection, there will be no need of using the drug.